Parenting. 70% of incarcerated youth, they came from a single parent family. They came from fatherless homes. It is time for us to recognize as parents what our job is. Welcome to Tete-a-Tete, a place for healing, truth, and hope. And today we're going to have a conversation about this video.
Wednesday morning, the 17-year-old was at a District 11 5A track meet at Kuykendall Stadium. Around 10 a.m., police say another student from Frisco Centennial stabbed Austin in the chest after a fight. The family says his twin brother, Hunter, tried to save Austin's life, but he died in his brother's arms.
He had a great life ahead of him, and to be taken away, it's such a tragedy. I mean, I can't even tell you how I feel because I don't know how I feel. I feel numb at the moment.
17-year-old Carmelo Anthony is charged with first-degree murder. Police have not said how he got the knife into the meat or what exactly led up to the fight, but Austin's father says it started over a seating issue in the stands.
So, over the years, we have seen mass shootings. We have seen all sorts of crazy acts committed by teens. And so this one again is another one. It's not a mass shooting, but I want to talk about certain points. And recently I did an interview with a friend of mine and we talked about fatherless home. Here's a number that I want to throw at you. 70%. According to the National Center of Juvenile Justice, youth from fatherless homes are significantly overrepresented in juvenile detention centers or facilities. Some studies have shown that approximately 70% of incarcerated juvenile came from single-parent home. That's a high number. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, around 70% of African-American children are born to unwed mothers, and many live in single-parent households. The statistics indicates a higher incidence of father absence compared to other racial groups. So as we can see in this video of a young black man stabbing another young man. That young man just so happens to be white. And so it's been time. The more we keep seeing things like that, it doesn't just fix itself. We have to look at the numbers. We have to look at the statistics and understand that those kind of things are going to keep happening if we don't recognize the next point of action, what we need to do to fix those things. They're just going to keep happening if we don't go to the source of why they're happening. Now, don't get me wrong. They will keep happening. The whole point here, I'm trying to come up with a way to minimize the amount of times that we see those kind of incidents in the news. And I think we can. It starts by parenting. It's crazy. It's a crazy thing to even say. Like, what did I even get that from? But it is. Parenting. 70% of incarcerated youth, they came from a single parent family. They came from fatherless homes. It is time for us to recognize as parents what our job is. And I'm not talking about everybody. Obviously not. I'm talking about specifically those kids who are on the streets just committing those acts. It's time for their parents to actually play the role. And why do I say that? So I'm a parent of 4 myself. And I know the kind of job that I'm doing right now in my kids' lives. I talk to a lot of parents. I have parents. I know the jobs that they've done in my life. It wasn't easy, but once you become a parent, it's not about you. It's not about how much time you have off to do your own things. It's not about how tired you are. It's not about any of that stuff. You have kids. You have young kids that you need to inculcate the right values into. You do your job. Because when you don't, stuff like that happens. Stuff like that happens. Now, I'm going to read you something else here. According to the Gun Violence Archive, there has been a notable increase in mass shootings in the U.S. over the past decade. In 2021 alone, just that 1 year, There were over 600 mass shootings, with an increased number involving younger perpetrators. Now, you guys want to take a guess the age, like the age range of those perpetrators? 18 to 24. 18 to 24 years old. You have young kids, young adults going out there just shooting people. Bang, bang. Going out there just stabbing people. For what reason? For very simple stuff. A disagreement. Maybe there were bullying involved. Man, it is really time, again, I keep saying that. It is as simple as that for parents to play your role. That there will always be some that just kind of fall in between the cracks, but it won't be like that. Let me read you another thing. So, you want to know about the motivations as to why a kid can just according to the news, he was told that he was in the wrong place, and that's what started everything. Sure, later on there might be more that's involved in this incident, but it doesn't matter what it is. What that other kid did, nothing justified you stabbing him. Now, there are a few motivations that I want to go over, right? So, motivations such as, it's pretty wide, right? There's bullying, mental health issues, desire for notoriety. And that's the one that I want to kind of take a pause on. When we talk about notoriety, wanting to be validated, wanting to be that guy, wanting to be the tough guy. You can't mess with me, can you? Nah, don't try it. You want to be that guy. You want to be that guy that everybody fears. You want to be that guy everybody knows as the hard ass. People don't want to mess with you because if they mess with you, you got guns, you got knives. This is what I can do. Now, let me couple that with something that I've been talking about earlier. It's crazy, right? Again, parenting. If you have good parents, a good father figure in the home that tells you, hey, listen, your notoriety cannot be in you justifying doing people harm. Your notoriety cannot be in just showing people how evil you are and how tough you are by just committing evil acts. Your notoriety cannot be in vain things. Your notoriety ought to be in God, family values, good ethics. And this is what happens when you don't hold those values. When you don't hold those values, you end up in jail. You end up in gang life. And God forbid, you will end up dying. You need parents in the family, in the homes to do those things. They don't just happen. I'll tell you what just happened. What just happens is that if you don't do those things as parents, somebody else is going to do it. You know who's going to do it? You guessed it. The street's going to do it. The street's going to do it. It's just the fact. I mean, look at those kids in the inner cities. Look at this kid who just stabbed the other one in the heart, killed him. You know, you hear the dad talking. I mean, it almost brought me to tears. I have 4 kids, and just to hear a dad talking that way, you know, and I'm very proudly, unapologetically, I am a man of God. I'm a Christian. I believe in Christian values. The fact that he said he already forgave him, I struggle with that after I heard that. As a Christian, I try to put myself in his shoes. One of my kids just got stabbed. I don't want to know. I don't care the reason. There's so many things. There's so many conversations that could be had between the two, between the parents, between other people, peers, so that it doesn't escalate to that level. But that father, salute to you. You are an example to be followed. You are a leader. This is what humility, this is what forgiveness truly looks like. After you just lost your son. But going back to the point that I was making, those numbers, 70%, that's a very, very high number. Very, very high number. And it should be unacceptable. We should not be willing to live with that. We should not be willing to live with that. 18 years old, you have your whole future in front of you. And parents, we are doing our kids a disservice. At the end of the day, if they grow up despite everything that you've done and they still become a delinquent, a criminal, well, it is what it is. But the fact is, I think we have more to do. And the more that we have to do, it's not just going to happen on its own. And I keep saying that. We have to play our role as parents. We have to spend the time to be with our kids. We have to tell our kids what to avoid, such as listen to a lot of vulgar and criminal types of music that encourages the type of songs that genre music, whatever music that encourage violence. People around you, your entourage, your circle, if they're not helping you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually to be a better person, and where they're leading you is towards vengeance, is towards just doing the wrong things, and towards just an eye for an eye, and just get notoriety, like become a gang member, and you have to show that you are about that life type of stuff. All those things will only lead you to one place. And sadly, it will happen. But all I'm saying is, and I'm speaking directly to the parents right now, if you do your job as a parent, you invest in your kids, you're there for them after they get out of school. And again, a lot of excuses. People can use so many excuses. I don't really have time for that. And nobody should have any time for that. Hey, I got pregnant and my baby daddy just wasn't there. Listen, there are uncles, there are friends. They're like, yes, your job's going to get a lot more. There's just going to be a lot more on your plate having to raise a kid with just you. But you got to seek out the resources so that things like that don't happen so easily. So kids are not so emotionally weak to want to shoot up a whole school just because they were bullied, just because they don't have the right friends, or they feel left out, they feel whatever it is. I mean, the idea to go to the highest level to make a point, and it's to take somebody's life, no regards for your future, no regards for your family, no respect for yourself. And again, I think we can all do better. And I always say that. And at times I'm very general by saying we can do better, but I really mean it in every single aspect, you know? Life, it's all about just pivoting, dissecting, find a right balance, find a rhythm to get to where you need to get. It is not about living a hopeless life. It is not about disregarding human lives. It is not about just being consumed by evil, jealousy, vengeance. That's not what life's all about. That's part of life. That's where you need to fight hard to not let yourself be consumed by it. Again, I think we can do better. I think I've already explained how I think we can do better. I'm tired of reading those headlines in the news. I feel for that family. I feel for that father. I feel for the twin brother that was holding his brother while he was taking his last breath. And again, I'm simply just reacting to what we've all seen. I'm not reacting to what he did, what happened, why there's no justification for that. I don't care what it was. There's a zero justification for it. We're human beings, not animals. Parents, take charge of your family. Enough excuses. All right, guys, thank you for watching the channel. As always, if you like this, you get any value out of it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, like it. And if you know anybody who would get value out of this, please share it. Don't just keep it to yourself. Love you guys. Peace out.